Good morning, curious ones. I thought that I would create some fun content before I open my unique plant boutique. I've got 37 minutes to take you on a winding ride, rambling road of, I guess that is it's a specific topic while I work on my hearts, trying to stay in my heart space, because this topic right here is one that I feel like, gosh, could go so many ways, in so many avenues, it go bleed into so many different areas. And I love those kind of topics. How about you? So this one would be, I posted yesterday on Facebook to see if anybody could guess what this topic would be about. I put it on the podcast, Route 37 podcast page as well. And yeah, I envisioned some retort of some sort. If this were like a more popular podcast, I think it would be something that's definitely chit-chatted. Because I don't want to be here to debate. That's probably why I'm sitting here talking to myself for 37 minutes. And asking even myself some hard questions. Like, is it even proper to ask this question? And I have asked it, as blunt as I am. I have, on many occasions, asked this question. So let me read what I wrote. I mean, because that's how I start all my... And if you follow me and you're listening, that's a whole nother podcast. The I mean, the I, the EYE. So, but this is how it starts. I mean, it's a wild Friday night for me, myself, and I. Index cards, word search, and journal close by my side as I ponder a podcast topic that appears to have an edge to it, on it, all around it in quotation marks. A topic with many edges, nooks, crannies, offenses, blind spots, pokes, and proddings, especially in the dating arena. You would have to go to the podcast page to see how I write things in code, because then the I mean may make more sense depending on what mental level you're on, I reckon. I can have full-blown 37-minute conversations with myself on the microphone about this touchy subject and create content cleverly alone. Here I am. How could I not ask at this point? Oops, sorry, wrong paragraph. A subject that can easily slice either person in any side of the conversation with a deep, penetrative curiosity after the question has been hurled out there to be answered. How could it not at this point? My inquisitive, blunt ass will be sure to ask the question in a fun, awkward way for good, energetic measure. True story. Is it a deal breaker, I ask myself often, when the answer is what I pretty much know in my gut it will be, but don't want it to be because of the way it slices on my side. Can you guess the topic that I am speaking of? I'm curious. I don't want to give it away. I could have a whole podcast on just the lead-in alone, on how to ask the question pertaining to this provocative yes, no, maybe so subject. What am I asking? Is it even proper to ask? Let me know. Go find me on all my fun digits in digitals. Digits. Go find me on all my fun digits. And get caught up on the ramblings. Yeehaw! So switching gears a bit, but that's my question. I mean, can you guess what I want to have a topic about? And I suppose I can talk about it right now. It's almost 9:37 because I could talk about this for 37 minutes. But the question, did you guess it? I'm curious. Did you guess? Did you get the answer? There's no wrong answer. And I love that answer, that there's no wrong answer, but there kind of is a wrong answer when you're honest with yourself sometimes and what you have as far as boundaries go or whatever it is for you personally. I can only speak for me and on my experiences. And until you're a podcast guest here in live living color, then it's going to be me rambling on while you roll your eyes or do whatever you do on your side of the slice. Having a little cup of joe this morning on a Saturday before my boutique opens, Plant Boutique, which, again, that could be a whole 37-minute podcast episode as we are crescendoing here into something. I feel like I reckon that'll be at another time. Right now we are asking the heavy duty question. Did you take it? There's always a long pause, and then there has to be a more of an explanation. And when I try to be funny, it's like, or blunt, it's like, so did you take the jab? Were you vaccinated? Are you even allowed to say the V word? I don't even know because I'm so far removed from that era that blew in, man. That you really found out what side of the slice you were on, didn't you? During that little, am I even allowed to say it? I, for podcast purposes, I guess I'm gonna say either the year or what I called it in that year. And because this is like live and verbal, you can't see the spellings of things unless it was typed out in a way, and I'm not doing all that. Um, but you will see it on my digits. You will see it on my socials. So go find and like all the fun Zen Gen 37. I mean, fuck, follow the plant story even until that's somebody else's. Well, because I will continue to support whoever um, takes it over. I don't want to be here doing anything or a part of it, but nor will I watch it, but I will, like and support their deal once it happens. Because we all have a creative edge, don't we? Some say they don't, but they really do. They just have it in different ways. We sometimes just have a way of boxing creativity in some certain label, which woo, whole nother podcast subject. So stay on task, Jen. So, did you take it? Were you vaccinated? And in the dating realm, so I want to like whittle this question down and how it pertains to the dating world and how, I mean, let's face it, how scary it is at the age of going to be 55 next Wednesday. Feeling like, hey, I kind of want to partner off. Got I do got somebody tailing my ass, but already made a lot of red flag major mistakes. It's just comical now at this point. And did we give him a nickname? I think it's Fessy. But he was, and he's easy to talk to. So the question, I did not see that he took any offense to it. But when a man answers yes to that question, ooh, I'm not sure, because this could ruffle some, I don't even know what, but I am curious because if that was just a testing ground, whatever's next, do I want to be hunkered down with a partner that will cow down or immediately, yeah, 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 do it, do it. Let's just get it done and over with. Let's do it. Let's move on. I don't know, because I could really ramble on about this subject quite a bit. Because I got questions. I got questions, and how, I mean, because we're how many years removed from that particular era of programming. I mean, we're always being programmed. That's why I sit and think about this quite deeply. Like, does it even really matter at this point? Because if it's about the poison end, if you're eating in any restaurant, any, even balanced, and I do believe in moderation is the key. However, even in that moderation, my thing, and this is really going to be, if anybody listens to this podcast at all, Spencer, I'm sorry, you're the one that's got to listen to my ramblings. No, I'm not. I'm not really sorry, but I do applaud you for being here. Sorry, that was my necklace, and that probably made you. You know what you got to do. You're good at it, and that I appreciate you. That's all I got to say because I was going to lead in with something else, but I'm talking about this subject right now. And Festi answering yes to the question and being a woman in the dating world, podcast world. I think heavily on the answer to this question because I don't want to get bogged down in wordings or things that'll get me all flagged because I'm constantly flagged for the stupidest shit. But like if the shedding shit's real or any of that stuff, I don't know if I want to be like, gosh, and this is brutally honest here. Um, Having the oral, because if that's all cycled through bodily fluid, is I'm always going to be thinking about that kind of stuff. Like, you know, are we even supposed to be messing with that kind of stuff? All the natural. I think we should have just stayed all natural, perhaps. But we all have our reasons why not, what fors, don't we? And is it any of my business? And that's the part that I feel like, womanly intuition, like, I don't know. I'm also really good at second guessing myself, so that's when it will appear like, is it really that big a deal? In the big scheme of things, at the age of 55, is it really that big of deal? In a realm that you're like not really loving pressures of, like, all right, speed it up. But then again, if I were to meet the love of my life, natural path person type, and how the growth that we could have together, health is wealth. But being able to afford that type of health and wealth, again, I know is also, what you make it in with a Diet Coke Festy that still wants to live out his drunken college days versus a man that could get us through the jungle with, I'm picturing a machete and protection. Man, hands down, I'm going for the machete man that has protection, leadership in all areas. So when I ask the question, now that I'm considering dating again, even after seeing what the options are out there or what I attract anyway, because that's the part that scares me. Um, and then the whole lessons on what am I supposed to be learning? Opening my heart, that's where another part of the is it really that big of a deal? I don't want to get sucked into fixer gen, like, oh, we can detox it out of you. It's not my responsibility, kind of. It's none of my business. And it's not even my business to even ask the question. And that's a legit response. If I ask you the question, did you take the jab? You can easily tell me to fuck off and tell me it's none of my business. I totally understand. Totally get it. Because you're right, it's none of my business. It takes some courage to ask the question though. So, you know, there still can be a respectful part of that whole part. But I, in the dating realm, ask first and foremost because I'm curious, but because I'm looking I want a leader, and that leader is going to show me myself, and myself is going to be able to illuminate to, all the next levels. Because I don't need somebody else to complete me. I'm finding I'm quite complete all by myself. Crazy. But that isn't, it isn't that I don't want to be. I know that I have to, my final learning lessons will be done in a romantic partnership, partnership of some sort, because that's that's the deal, I think, here in this realm. Suck it up, buttercup. You gotta learn. You gotta learn. And you've got to become vulnerable. And as a woman, I look forward to or would love to experience before I have to circle back, or if I haven't figured out how to not fucking come back to this realm, how to lay my armor down. Don't give a F about the defense and submit myself to a man that will honor the fact that I am honoring his leadership. I think that word submissive gets a bit askew. It's hard to say out loud, especially in the presence of some, you know, and some, men and women included. I think men that aren't on a certain level will take it as a sexual arouse to be able and think it when you think submissive, like, yeah, I'm gonna let you do whatever, whenever. And I mean, that's not what submissive means in the realm that I speak it anyway. I speak it. It's a lovely little it's a lovely little merry-go-round round. I love that when I see the carousel, which I loved as a child. Horses, anything horses, where it's going round and round, but the horse breaks free from its uh, little bars and stuff, and it's running off. I'm free. I'm not on the merry-go-round no more. Round and round, round we go. Where it stops, nobody knows. Good cup of Joe this morning. Thanks for being here. If you're still listening, I appreciate you. Shannon, I think you're one of my biggest listeners. Thank you. I hope all is well in your world, in your move that you just made. You had made mention you're not like fond of where you landed. I hope things are getting better for you. This is the winding ride, folks. This is the rambling roads of Zengen 37. Yeah. I've been many, many, many women on this ride. But I am, and it's probably a while ago, I am that horse that broke free from the merry-go-round for the most part. For the most part. Life, I don't know in general. I mean, life is life, and man. So that was my podcast topic. That was the question, and I know I could definitely have a few guests. I got 10 minutes left of my 37-minute rambling ride. So I'd like to touch upon the business end a little bit. Oh, I can't. See, now I'm crying. I haven't even opened my store yet, and my face is wet, so pardon the tissue sound. The nasally sound, but this is real, raw. This is how the road goes. There's a bump here, curb there. Ain't no way we're fucking parallel parking there. That's how this is gonna go. I was so excited when I heard that there was one person that signed the NDA about wanting to buy this place. One step closer to being off this particular merry-go-round. Maybe on many horses breaking off many merry-go-rounds. It could be, you never know. So, on to the business end before I wrap it up. Business, I am constantly flying in on a wing and a prayer. And it is definitely taking a toll on my health, mental health, physical health for sure. I'm glad that I had this opportunity, no question. Well, is there room for people to say you could have been smarter with your money? Yeah, I could have. Yeah, I could have. But now I can't go back. So I'm hoping for this wee little bit return on my major investment. This was a lot of work. A lot of, you own your own business, it's 7 days a week. And you can find out real quick that you might not be, even if you owned a flower shop before, you might not be the most people person at the age of 55. Because some things are crushing here. Some things are, wow. I got great customers, and I've got a great community base started for whoever takes it next. I hope it's a couple. I hope it's not one person that doesn't have one single person. Well, I have a Christy. Hi, Christy. And I'm sure she doesn't mind having her name on Spencer. But I will, she's the Orchid Whisperer, so I guess we got to give her a nickname. It's going to be the Orchid Whisperer. Master Gardener was taken. So when you're bouncing things off, I mean, I hope whoever gets this next isn't alone like I am. There's so much potential here. And again, like I said earlier, I love that it's being sold on the premise of heart because, wow, did I put my heart and soul into this place? This is where I'm leaving my pain. The dumb pain. Wow. People do really just get up and leave. And I get that part. Even in the narcissistic realm, I think it's funny, Festy. You say you won't listen, but I bet you'll do a sneak peek here and there. The forgiveness part, I think it's so funny how you come in here thinking, and I can see how me letting you cross the boundary once again could look like forgiveness. I do. No different than the blind faith that I have in this store, in my plight of selling it, to travel on, to do something, to at least take 365 days off to get my cortisol back in fucking check. Holy fuck, this has been a lot of work. So am I making a big return? Nope. Did I learn a lot? Yep. I got an education for sure on many things, few things. How the city runs things here, even right down to, did I tell you I didn't get business of the year? Yeah, no. So the business, I got to open the doors in 5 minutes. I hope it is a profitable Saturday. I need a profitable Saturday. I'm tired of flying in on a wing and a prayer. My customers are amazing for the most part. And the ones that, like, if they think I need a plant, immediately think, I think I'm going to run to Unique Plant Boutique. Even the customers that drive in from miles away because they've seen me on my digital digits. I appreciate each and every one of you. None of this could even been possible without you walking through my door, Christy, Orchid Whisperer. Some friendships I have formed, I am sure I will probably have for quite some time because they were forged on a brutal honesty that I can't even describe. The ones that I've left behind, they were left in a brutal honesty fashion as well. Doing this alone makes me chuckle because I have accomplished a lot and this place sure is pretty. I have a uncanny way of turning my pain into pretty things. Pardon the noise while I walk across, snap my fingers, turn the open sign on and the lights on to open my amazing plant store. Go on my digits, see the fun things that I built. Oh my God, I have this gorgeous birds of paradise unfurling. Oh my God. See, that's part of the reason why I do what this is. Amazing opportunity to have a plant store. You'll never feel the same. And there is something to each and every single one of these plants. I know they hear me. I know they feel me. Don't you? Each and every one of you. And when they leave, like, I hope, see you later, dude. I hope she's or he's good to you. Just kind of like when you got to let your kids go off and do their own thing. That's why I think about my next venture. Sorry for the noise, Spencer. I'm bending down to pick up things, tending to my plant babies. You know, got to let go of a lot of notions. I think my next step, I didn't get that passport for nothing. So stay tuned because my rambling roads, I know, don't look like much right now. They look maybe like a flat, not much scenery, but I assure you there is a lot of scenery here. There are a lot of sights to be seen. And I hope you stick around. And I hope I get to see some of your roads, some of your sights as you're here. Shannon, I'd let you know, part of my plight is to meet my Facebook friends in real life one day. Todd Wenzel. And how fun would that be, to look eye to eye and be like, hey, sister. Okay, well, duty calls. I see that I have some thirsty plant babies. It's Saturday. Wish me all the luck, all the profits. Let's get this show on the road. A podcast. Now we are transitioning into plants. Thanks for being here. Don't call me later telling me you bought a plant from Home Depot's clearance section and then ask me how to take care of it. Because I'll probably just cry. Send positives. Send positives. Real talk. Here we are in our real talk. Thanks for being here for 37 minutes. I guess we're at 33 minutes. We got a few minutes. I am making it all the way to 37 minutes. So pardon me while I make some noise. Slide things over the microphone. Sip my coffee. Yum. I'm going to go grab this Thai constellation because I think I'm going to go put it in some leca. Not getting much play, but I think that baby all chopped up will look nice in some leca in a glass vase. And I have the perfect glass vase, so that's what we're going to do. And then we have this Fatsia that's just taking over the whole table, thinking she's the shit. I don't even think you're going to be wow, what is going on with you? You better lift your spirits there, Chica, because wow, I have some plant babies that need some doctoring. They're just not planting the way they're supposed to be planting. There's a lot of new growth in here, though. Totally relatable. A lot of new growth. Pardon me. Svatsia, though, she wants to take over. Foxia. You gotta perk up there, chica. Just dropped one of my Kokidama dudes. He's gonna have to stay down there for the day till I sweep back there. That's how we roll around here. Hallelujah. When customers walk in, I ask how they're doing, and they ask how I'm doing, and I get to say, living the life, because I truly am living the life. Plant store gig. Whoever buys this thing, you're welcome, because I love it when people walk in here and say it makes them feel good. That is the highest compliment I could ever receive. Building this out of such utter devastation and pain. And to think my first one, on the day of my launch of my website is the day Dum Dum left. Set me back a tad. So when I say I built this out of spite, that's kind of what I'm talking about. When somebody tells you you can't do something or says you'll be no good at it or there's no point in doing such a thing, I don't know. I get this wild hair up my ass to prove somebody wrong, and here I am. But I went into this with more of a plan of I'm going to build it to sell it, and it's going to be amazing for somebody. I've taken the scary part out because I've had the blessings of somebody once doing that for me for my first flower shop. She didn't intentionally do that, but it was done nonetheless. Another heartbreak, setback. I got stories, folks, many stories, and they revolve, some of them on the business end. Would I go into a small business venture, brick and mortar again? Maybe. I don't know. It would have to be the really right location, small town, very, that still wanted your services or couldn't get any services other than yours somewhere else. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't want to think about that. Could be doing ayahuasca in Peru here shortly. You just never know. You just never know where this winding road, Route 37 podcast is going to take you. Or me, for that matter. But I know it's going to take me somewhere because I have bet the farm on it, and I mean that quite literally. Bet the farm on a plan, and I bet on myself. Me, myself, and I have taken quite the little risk here. Back to my office. She's going to be beautiful. I think I'm going to put her in some leca. She looks like she's got a little something going on. So we are going to revive her little life and make her beautiful again in what we call here at Unique Plant Boutique a glow up. Signing off. Route 37 podcast. Thanks for being here. Jen will be back with more tales to tell on this winding ride.